Hey, what's up? Well,
Good morning.
morning. What's the most
Hello.
flat Earth map, please?
So would we.
Yeah, I think you got three choices to go with that. The Library of Congress, they have a full Earth, flat Earth map. You've got the Department of Defense. They use the MGRS. And then you've got NASA, brought to you by Robert Simmons, who said they took low or like kind of high altitude photos of the whole Earth and then laid it out as a flat map. So those would probably
Can I have a reference inside chat?
Yeah, the references are Library of Congress, NASA.
All right, I'll get it.
Okay, Library of Congress. I'll say it again. You just got to stop giggling. The Library of Congress.
That's me.
NASA, and the Department of Defense.
I want the Department of Defense for 1,000 crit.
I'm always going to pick the Robert Simmons category all day long, my hero.
That's generally the best one. That's like a right from their mouth. You could, we wrap the flat map around the ball to give the impression of what Earth might look like from outer space.
It's Photoshop because it had to be.
Yeah,
Meredith. Meredith. He's checking the sources. Maybe he's checking the citations. I put one in the side chat.
I'm checking it, but yeah.
I think maybe his shtick was you guys don't have a map, therefore you don't have a flat Earth.
But can you post one? I went to Google. It's giving me maps. Library of Congress.
Yeah, Google's not very good. You got to use a real search engine. That's more like an advertising agency.
Yeah, but can you post it
beyond that?
Why do you want a flat Earth map, dude?
Gotcha.
Can someone post the flat Earth world map?
No, I told you where to get it, okay?
I went to Congress. It's showing weird maps of Middle Earth and like weird stuff.
Okay, that's your fault, okay? That's not my
Post
fault.
one.
Okay, I'll consider this an IQ test. Can you find the information you're looking for?
All right, he will not post the map. Others, post the map. Post the fucking map.
Yeah, or look the map up that you're looking for. If you ever heard, if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. If you teach him how to fish, that's a lifetime. This right here is teaching you how to fish. Because right now, you'll never find anything if you don't take a look. Take a look. And if you tell me you can't find it, you are unable to find these.
Which one?
Your reference.
Library of Congress world map. Which one?
Yeah, they'll have full flat Earth map was entered.
Which one?
Library.
Look at that. Which one?
Whichever one they say. Just look at what they're read their words. Read their words and determine which is the flat Earth map that they were talking about.
He needs you to brainwash him.
Yeah, no one have a world map. Okay.
Not gonna. Okay, if no one's got it, then how are you asking for it?
I went to Google.
How would you ask for it? If no one's got it, how would you ask for it? Wow, dude. See, this is a problem with your mind. Your mind is very broken. You're
someone
dumb.
else. Please post the world map. Flat
you
Earth.
can't
please.
ask for that. You
so
said
I
it
don't
doesn't
kill myself.
exist.
Someone post the map.
You can't ask for it. You said it doesn't exist. If someone shows it to you, you just say it doesn't exist.
Let me just say something to the gentleman. There's no way to evaluate the world map that anybody presents to you, even the ones that you see online about the Earth that you think is a globe right now. There's no method of evaluation that you can use that could check to see if that map is real or not. This is
the one that you like, that you subscribe to, that you think is valid.
Sir. The problem I'm telling you is that even if you have a world map, how do you know that world map is the correct one? How would you be able to do that?
I'm asking one that you think it is valid from your worldview.
I know, sir. I know what you're asking. Okay, I get it. I'm asking you,
Okay.
how would you be able to evaluate that map being true or false? How
No.
can you do this?
No, I need to know about like your ideas, your
I know that.
representation.
I understand why you're
I'm
asking.
not gonna
Listen,
like
brother,
evaluate it.
brother. I know why you're asking the question. It's very simple, right?
What's the world map?
I know why you're asking the question, but I'm telling you, if we give you one, how are you able to evaluate whether it's good or
You
bad?
don't. That doesn't matter. That doesn't
It
matter.
does.
And for
It
me,
does.
I'm not here to
to know.
debate it.
I want to know how
Why?
you're going to evaluate it. Tell me how you're going to
Why?
evaluate it.
Why? You need to spread knowledge.
I
Spread
want to
your
know.
knowledge.
No, we're not spreading knowledge. We're getting people to logically and critically think about the world around them. So, in order for me to understand where you're coming from, you need to
I
tell
want
me
to
how
be
you're, sir,
I want
sir,
to be a flat
calm
earther.
down, calm
Give me
down.
the world map.
Sir, calm down. I need your method of evaluation. How do you evaluate?
I'm a student. I'm a layman. I want to know the world map of
Okay,
the flat
all right,
earthers.
all right.
Why are you investigating a
So you're
student?
telling me if somebody presents you a world map of the flat Earth, you're going to be able to say, okay, that's your world map, and you're going to move along just fine.
Yeah, start to understand it. Start to like dig into this topic because I don't debate flat Earth.
Why
Okay,
start
you
with
want to
maps
see the
then?
world map?
So here's the
Stop hiding it.
yeah. So here's the thing. If you've seen the world map for the Earth
Share
being a
the
globe,
map and stop
sir,
talking, guys. Share the map.
sir, how can you evaluate the one for the globe? How do you evaluate that one?
I don't debate this. I do not debate between globe and flat Earth. I
Yeah,
lean toward
would you
globe,
like
but
me
I
to
need to
educate
see
you
the
on
other
maps?
side
Oh my
views.
God, dude. What
I'd
you
like
know?
to educate you on maps if you
Share
want a
the
flat
map.
earther to
Stop
do it.
talking and share the map.
This was done already. It's done by 3 sources you can't deny also.
Oh my God, the left guy again.
Yeah, hold on. Can
Share the
Yoder,
map.
can you educate him on maps?
Yeah. One of the most important things that you do when you
I want
set
to
out
see
to
the
create a
map.
map.
No, stop. All of you retards. Show me the map.
Oh my gosh, dude, do you want to hear why your question is malformed?
It's not a question. It's a simple request by someone who needs to know about your knowledge.
What makes it a
Share
simple
the knowledge,
request?
ya حيوان.
What makes
If you need to know,
any
can you
map
shut up
a
for 10
simple
seconds
request?
then?
No,
Sorry to
share the
interrupt
map
you, but
now.
if you
No,
need to
share the map
know,
now. Share the map
if
now.
you need to know, can you be quiet
Talking, you
or I have to
retards.
mute you because people are trying to talk and you keep talking after what they say.
But my request
Stop
hasn't been
talking.
done. I'm a
Stop
student.
talking.
I want to. I don't
I'll
have
throw
time
you
to
a bone. I'll give you a flat map,
You're
okay?
scared to share the map.
Okay.
Alaikum.
The UK Ordnance Survey. The UK Ordnance Survey surveys the known world around the UK flat, and it is composed in what's called the British National Grid System. This consists of squares, grid squares that are orthogonal to each other. That means the corners and edges all meet up. They are perfect squares. And these squares are laid over a grid spanning about 2,500 kilometers, or it might be 2,500 miles. And they do not line up with latitude and longitude. So if you're looking for a flat map, that's a prime example of one place to start. One of the most important things when it comes to map making is figuring out how you're going to deliver a coordinate reference system to the user. Do you have any idea how that is done? What choices go into the formation and use of a coordinate reference system?
I think they said Iran.
All right.
Yeah. He was an asshole anyway.
Okay.
I'd like to know though.
Yeah. Well, first is you're going to have to make it useful for the person. A useful coordinate reference system might choose a point of origin that is known and verifiable. For the spherical coordinate reference system, they use Polaris, obviously, in the stars, but there are other maps that'll use, like maybe Greenwich, England, or in America, there's a North American datum where they use like some farmer's ranch in Kansas or something. Not even joking, as the point of origin.
Wow.
And then planar surveys are conducted out from there.
I think I know the place in London as well. I think it's an old Norman castle. There's a plaque on it or something. But yeah, all miles and datums are taken from this point. So yeah, I know what you're talking about, buddy.
Yeah.
So it's just a choice. It's just a preference.
It is. Yep. Treating the stars as a gigantic sky ball is also a choice preference.
Yeah.
And it sounds arbitrary too. So it's not like you got to actually center it somewhere. It's just center it anywhere and start from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
And there just so happens to be a star that doesn't appear to move much from most of people's vantage points over the Earth, so people try to use that.
Yeah, what body assigned it to be a specific location? Do you know, Yoder?
What, you mean like the GP of Polaris?
Well, no, I meant like or I don't know, the council or whatever that said, okay, we're going to put it right here in this, this one town. Like,
What, London?
Or London too. Like, who was it? The Queen or the King? Like, who?
Yeah, from my understanding, it was back when we were starting being a naval power, and then maps and charts were always taken from like the country's personal capital. But after a while, with trading routes and so on and times and all of this type of stuff, it was kind of standardized. So I think that was put down to just the British being awesome at the time. We chose it. It's in London. I think that's right anyway.
Right. And then you can ask yourself, okay, am I going to use a Cartesian grid, or am I going to use like a polar coordinate system, or am I going to use something else? The nice thing about like a polar coordinate system, that's the one with the circles, is it allows you to plot your course with headings and maintain a proper heading from point A to B if you maintain a consistent angle with respect to one of the axes. And
yeah, okay, I understand that.
Yep, and then you can do latitudinal lines, essentially out from there, circles of equal elevation, going all the way out, so you can chart your distance easier. It's a bit more difficult if you're using a Cartesian grid to keep track of your distance and your heading.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, like Cartesian grids are great because you can get an easy sense of where things are relative to other things. If you played that game Battleship, like, oh no, you sunk my battleship, and you put the pegs in the grid squares that you call out. Yeah, it's a lot easier to play that game that way than maybe on a polar coordinate reference grid.
Yeah, okay, because the squares or segments are all different shapes and sizes and stuff.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, there's maps are always suited to purpose. And then you've got the projection problem. Something that I like Indio talking about from time to time is the difference between mapping and projecting. And projecting is a simple geometric process where you take one kind of topology and then you literally project it onto another at a certain angle. And the resulting projection will conform to the surface that it's projected on from the surface that's projected from. Mapping is a bit different. Mapping can be pretty arbitrary in essence. It doesn't have to follow one consistent geometric rule like a projection would, but it would follow whatever is being mapped to what at a particular point in time, point to point to point to point, pixel to pixel, and so on. And you can make adjustments and exceptions along the way. So people take a globe and they project it out into an azimuthal equidistant map with the point of origin centered over, what would be considered the North Pole of the globe. You're just projecting a globe map onto a flat surface. It's not a truly flat map. The spherical coordinate reference system is still spherical. You don't make that problem go away. MC Toon loves to ask flat earthers for the flat earth map, and he encourages his listeners to ask flat earthers for the flat earth map. Like every show. Yes, I do watch MC Toon. It's great.
Yeah, revocation. Can I get a re?
There's this dual polar projection of Earth going around. It's a potential flat Earth map. Don't get sucked into that. That's still a globe. It's still a globe because it still uses spherical coordinates, and it just shows both of the coordinates at the same time. Unlike the AE map, which explodes one of the coordinates, the south one, or one of the points of reference, rather, points of origin. It explodes the south point of origin out into a ring, and the dual point of origin globe map that's going around flat Earth communities shows both points of origin at the same time. That's all it is. You still got a problem with the non-uniform scale, which if you were to apply appropriately to the coordinate reference grid that this map purveyor shows, you'd end up with a globe. Same with the AE map. Same with any projection of the globe into any topology. If you start with the spherical coordinate reference grid, you can project it any way you want. It's going to take the scale, which is uniform on a globe, and make it non-uniform on the projected flat surface. And so you have to scale accordingly, depending where you are from the point of origin. And if you apply that non-uniformity correctly, the rule of the projection itself, you're going to get a globe again. That's why it's so frustrating to see flat earthers show different projections of a globe and say, here's a much closer representation of flat Earth. And that may not be the case whatsoever at all. The way to debunk the spherical coordinate reference grid, the distances between locations on it, and the relative orientation of all the land masses and such, is with a flat Earth measurement. Sorry for getting tongue-tied earlier. Just driving.
Yeah, because they need a map, because the map itself is what they're talking about. They're not talking about the Earth. They're not talking about lava ball, water-covered lava ball in space. They're not talking about a heliocentric model. What they're talking about is this one individualized reification, which is why he was so gung-ho about going to Antarctica, because you've got either way, globe model, globe map, it was globe versus globe. They stacked the deck. It wouldn't matter what the results were. The only two names in the ballot box were globe.
It's possible to have a map without a coordinate reference grid and just a scale.
Like that last dude. So if we give him a map, we're dumb. If we don't give him a map, we're dumb. But he can't find the map that he's looking for, and he's smart. And tomorrow, the same thing all over again. Day in, day out, he's going to be in perpetual freak-out mode over a topic he thinks is called maps.
Yeah, he wasn't willing to listen. Almost sounds like a drug addict coming to get a fix, right? Just give me a map. I need a map. Hurry. One map. That's all I need. Just give me a map. You're like, dude, hold on. Just give me a map. Hurry.
Hey, man. Psst. Hey, man. Psst. I hear you got those maps. You know what I'm saying? Maps. Are you the map guy?
Yeah. I hear like, hey, buddy, over here. Hey, you.
Got maps. $20.
Yeah, I could have been like the first one's free. I'll give you a map.
Just a little taste.
Yeah.
For the pizza map flat earthers out there that think the AE map is a fair representation of the Earth, I got to find out, how would you guys propose getting your longitude in the south? It kind of screws them up a little bit. I mean, it's hard enough to get latitude, right, if you can't see Polaris, but no, I purposefully asked for longitude. Oh, you get it from watching the sun, eh? Okay, so you're in the south and the sun is due north at the tropic, between the Tropic of Capricorn and celestial equator. Great. What direction's it going? All right, David Weiss thinks the sun antarcs around, but that's not observed. You can't take a time-lapse photo of that. It actually arcs around in the south, same as the north.
Hey guys, I'm back again. I was just wondering if you can answer this. I have a question and I'd like to hear the answer from you.
Yeah, fire away, homie.
Like if the Earth is flat, so what do you have beneath us? Like,
well, I mean, your second part came out a little garbled, but we'll start with the first part. So, if the Earth is flat,
okay,
is it flat or is it not flat?
Well, if we assume that's flat, so what do we have beneath us? Like,
yeah. So, if we assume it's flat, will we go with flat or not flat?
Flat. We'll go
right, so then, flat. What's the second part then? So we got a flat Earth already in evidence.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
yeah. What do we have beneath us? Like, what's in the end of the? What's in the bottom?
You said the bottle. What's in the bottle?
The bottom of the Earth.
What do you mean by the bottom?
I mean, like.
Follow? That sounds like a non sequitur. So if the Earth is flat, what's at the bottom? It sounds like a non sequitur.
What does it mean? For example, okay, I'm gonna share a photo and a picture in the chat. You see how it looks, for example, if it's a flat.
Yeah, this could be space pizza or something like that. He's posting.
Yeah, listen, we told you earlier, dude, that flat Earth isn't a disk in outer space.
Yeah, so is it unlimited, like Earth?
The flat Earth is the floor of the entire universe that we know.
Oh. Okay, so there's no like space or anything except Earth. Like all of our world is just Earth, and then the sun, the moon, some.
Yeah, like specifically geometrically, you're asking for what's called an embedding space. Is the flat Earth embedded in a space of the same or higher geometry? The answer is there's no way to answer that, and from our vantage point, the answer is no so far.
Okay, so such images are not accurate, yeah? Because there's no end for the Earth.
There may not be an end to the surface, but there is an end that provides a limitation based off of the pressurized air we breathe. We know it can't be infinite in volume because you can't have gas pressurized in an infinitely voluminous container.
Okay, so another question. Do you believe that we have a dome, like, above us? Like something...
I don't know if it's a dome. I wouldn't even know if it was a dome, what it was made out of. But NASA says that the space is 99 to 98% plasma. So maybe there's plasma containing the gas pressure. I don't know.
So I'm wondering if there's like any explanation for that. Like from other, I don't know, researchers, articles, something like that.
Explanation of what? Sorry, you sound a bit muffled, like you have your hand over the phone.
Oh, sorry. It's just my microphone isn't that good. Okay, thank you. I was just saying that, like, if there's any explanation for this point, I mean the dome, what's beneath us, I don't know. Because
no, man, sad to say, we're not here with explanations for everything. What you'll learn from us is that the current explanations for the current cosmology have no evidence. They're just stories. They're imaginary.
Even galaxies, like Milky Way,
We see
all
them.
these stuff.
No. We see them too. I can take a telescope and I can focus in on distant nebula with a great enough aperture. I could probably see galaxies too.
Yeah.
But what does that mean? The way we think of galaxies is a story that's attached to the image of the galaxy. We want people to decouple the story from the image and consider what evidence actually exists to prove the story matches the image in the first place, and if there are other explanations that could validate or invalidate that thought.
Sorry, but I also noticed something about people who embrace this idea of flat Earth, that most of them are religious, yeah? Stick to like a certain religion, like Christianity, for example. Am I correct?
I don't know. All of our ancestors, regardless of faith, were flat earthers. I mean, flat Earth is part of the Vedic cosmology as much as it is the Norse cosmology, as the Hebrew cosmology, as the Babylonian and Egyptian. They're all flat earthers.
Yeah, that's right. Because, for example, if we like don't pay attention to the religion, if we ignore it, we would see that science tells us that the universe is expanding. Okay, and expanding, it means that like towards every direction. So
well, I mean, yeah, but is that based off of science or is that based off of a godless faith?
Well, it's just a theory.
Yeah, godless faith. What people call astronomy and astrophysics today is really just a godless religion.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, nobody's actually measured stellar distances of objects and stellar sizes of objects. Nobody even knows if their spectroscopic readings of these objects are consistent with what they truly are too.
Yeah. Okay.
They make up stories. Well, there's a concept we talk about in here called the cosmic distance ladder. In order for the solar system and the Big Bang cosmology and the cosmic microwave background, all of that, in order for all of that to be correct, the way that it's described, it relies on Earth being a globe with measurable curvature, a radius. And nobody can produce that very first foundational measurement.
Yeah, I mean the whole every flat Earth, the whole thing they pointed at is just the curvature, yeah. I mean, if we have a curvature, if we can measure it, then there is no flat Earth.
Yeah, we go away. We shut down the channel. We shut down our server. I'm sure many of us will apologize to people and online and in the real world for being wrong. If we can be shown a valid, verifiable curvature measurement that comports to the globe, we have no reason to be here anymore.